Okay, here we are with the super cool, super happy golden boy of the design world. It's my friend Ora Ito. Ora Ito, that's his art name. So here you see we are sitting on the Italian flag basically. Ito is a friend of mine. So means he's a great paraculo. I don't know the translation in English, but you probably will understand what paraculo means during the interview. Because Ito came in Italy and he said, if I go to Italy, I do the three color of the Italian flag and only black. Because Ito, basically, he wants to be nice to everybody. That's something that we share, that we have in common completely. We like to be nice, we like to spring joy. And that's something that made us friends immediately. We became friends immediately. It's really a beautiful side of his character. I mean, he's 1977, was born in Marseille. He actually owns an island in Marseille, right? You still own that, right? Yeah, Zidane wanted to buy an island that he bought. He didn't sell it to him. That's fantastic. And this is really a golden boy. He really knows what he wants. He comes from a very wealthy family. His father used to do luxury goods. He still has a place in Place Vendôme. But Ito completely refused this past. He said, I go on my own. I do my own things. And he became super famous on the internet because he started art directing huge companies like Louis Vuitton or MAC just from his own computer. You know, completely crazy. That's what I like about this guy. And but then what happened? That the big companies started saying, hey, but this guy is so cool. We would like to be art director from this guy. And now, he's art director of so many companies. So, Ito, you're turning into a big brand, the big brands that you dreamed of when you were a child. What is making a big brand like Ora Ito?
Actually, you know, when I start, I was pirating brands that are part of the culture, of our culture. And it's strange that 10 years after, in a way, the virtual dream became real dream.
Absolutely.
But it happened without, it's a spontaneous way. You know how we work with the heart, you know? So there is nothing about calculation or everything came like that. If you look at the exhibition, you have kitchen, you have bathroom, and you have everything to furnish a whole house, but I never said, oh, I missed the fridge, so let's call a company who's doing fridge. They just come by themselves, and everything combined together like this. And it's funny to look on the past and remind the first stuff that now are kind of real.
Ito has got so many things to my mind. For example, I don't know why, but musically, when I think about Ito, I always think about Jason Kay, JK, the guy from Jamiroquai. They started very early, very young. They always had huge success, but in a way, they had nothing to do. JK with the music business, and Ito with the design business. Because basically, he ignores the design world, even if the design world loves him. I mean, probably I'm your only designer friend, right? You know, something like this, you know, because basically, and that's something we share as well. It's better to have friends from other arts, because basically you mix cultures, and that's why this thing can come out. And so Ito likes to create laying on a bed. That's what he says in interviews. Ito hates to wear jeans. That's what he says in Italy. He says he never wears jeans. But today he's with jeans. He denies himself. That's fantastic. Anyway, we also have a very good friend in common, which is Lapo Elkan. They are the same age, 1977. And there is a fil rouge that puts the three of us together. Would you find it? Actually, you know, he was with Lapo when Lapo had the troubles in Capri, you know, when he wanted to steal a cab. He was with him. They often go on vacations together. So what's the fil rouge that puts us, the three of us together? Think about it.
Honestly, I think we are happy people, you know. We enjoy to create, we want to change stuff, and we are super active also, so we need to find a way to calm down. So I guess it's about doing all that stuff that we can calm down. And And look at the exhibition. It's a homage to Lapo.
In a way,
You
it
know,
is.
it
Even
is
the tricolore, the black.
yeah. But, you know, I heard so much about those things that I think it came up in my head, and that's the homage.
You know, another thing about Ito is that he's really a media superstar. I mean, in all the gossip magazine in France, he always appears, he always is on. And probably that's why the snobbish French designer, in a way, I don't say that hate him, but definitely, you know, don't like him.
It's not they don't like, you know, it's when you arrive and it takes...
And you break the rules.
It takes us so many times to be on the town, and you arrive and you take all the business for yourself, and so yeah, I imagine they don't like it, but you know, it's about competition most of the time, so I don't pay the jury, huh? They choose themselves. So last time I win like 3 big competition against big names, you know, and of course they're hungry because they lost and because I'm young, but there's no point. They should all love me because I still love them actually. And you know, in front of me they never say that. Huh? I heard a lot. I learned a lot of stuff today.
And by the way, you used to have the studio in the same building with Mark Newson, which is another superstar of our field. Actually, I really respect a lot Mark. But Mark seems to ignore you, you know? That's what happened, even with the superstar like him, because he really is on the papers everywhere. But even with the superstar like Mark, it was hard to digest you.
But, Mark is really in this world, you know. He's really like us in a way, you know. He's really in his world, and yeah, it was difficult for me to have the supermaster as a neighbor, and I couldn't talk to him. But now it's okay.
Now you have a better
we found
relation.
out that we have something in common that we are very good on. I don't want to talk about, but yeah.
Ito, is it possible that so many big brands now give you so much responsibility? I mean, in a way, behind all the happy, joyful, and cazzone, I don't know how to translate, part of you, there is a very serious part. I mean, in a way, you are a very serious entrepreneur, because you give a lot of seriousness to these people. Otherwise, they wouldn't come to you and put a lot of money on the table for you. So, what's your secret? Tell us about it. That goes over your 007.
I think, you know, with the crisis, people love to experiment because before the crisis they love to find, we find the new stuff, and we get, sorry, I have to, oh, thank you. And now that there is the crisis, people goes back on what they're sure they will have a success, or they don't take as much risk as before. So it's kind of cool for me because I get a lot.
So for them, you are sure success. That's what you're saying.
It's difficult to say that about yourself, but I've seen companies like Guerlain who's launching the perfume. They invest 100 millions on it, and so if they go to me when the Guerlain, which is so antinomic, Ora Ito and Guerlain, because the image doesn't fit. At the end, it fit a lot because the product I did is I respect a lot the past of the brand, so I try to translate it into a modern language. But oh my English, and I can say I don't feel the crisis, and I have much more work than before, because before they always want to experiment. So at the end, you don't experiment with the name you heard always. You know, you want to find something new to say. Oh, I discovered this guy. You know, so I guess right now it's quite cool because I can express myself more and more projects. And it is serious because actually we are designer, even if we don't look like. So it's all about the section of this tube, for example, and industry. I love. It's very nice today to have the way to express ourselves with the industry, because without industry, without brand, there is no design. And I guess that the art design become more and more important because not every designer don't have the chance to have access to the industrial design today. So they need to do design anyway. So they will do design with piece of wood or with, like artisanal design, which is very interesting too, because the artisanal is what makes the evolution also of the stuff. So that's all.
Ito, are you Judeo-Christian?
No.
And you were raised as a Judeo-Christian, right? Okay. And you will turn 33 this year.
Yeah.
I mean, for any boy raised as Judeo-Christian, this is a very strong time. You turn 33, the death of Jesus
That's why all
Christ.
the exhibition is black also.
No, but seriously, does it ever come around your mind or not?
Of course, I said I would die during the exhibition.
I was saying the same when I was his age. I was definitely thinking the same when I was there. That's why I asked this question. I know it was a tricky question.